it's Rob Chisholm, and I've been mucking around really, just using a figure here, mannequin, in stop motion, frame by frame, and then I've added the ball, which is there, and then added the bounce using keyframes, which is, where is it? Here we are. There's your keyframes, the little dots along the bottom here. I found it easier to do that rather than use what I used was Animation Pro, the stop motion side that is, which I'll show you in a moment. The background there, that's just an image I drew in Procreate. So I made a little image, got loads of time on my hands obviously at the moment, and I thought, well, I wonder what you can do with it. And I put a green screen, which I'll show you now, I believe. If I open that up, just take off the chroma key. So it's very crinkled, lots of shadows, and I just used a couple of lights in the flat, nothing special. If I click on dark contrast, you'll see how grainy it is, and I'm just using the camera from the tablet here. So how do you do that if you want to do it? Well, you don't have to have a green screen, obviously, but it would help. And by the way, that's badly set up green screen. I'll just show you how I did that. So you can use lots. You could use, probably thinking about it just now, if you wanted to do this, you'll need to take I've got it here, which is quite handy. You could set it up on a tripod, and you'll need to take a picture every movement. Now the ball is done differently, so I'll show you. And the mouth there and all that side I've done in Animation Pro. You could use 2 bits of board painted blue, which I had, which was from a big blue screen I used to use, outdoors though. And you can see it's just moving, so all you're doing is taking a picture by picture, and there's loads of shadows. It's all badly done, but it's just for fun. So if I just actually go and have a look in photos, I might be able to show you a photo. Obviously not organised and prepared as usual. I'm just making it up on the fly. So all you do is you get your figure, and then you take a picture, and don't move the camera obviously, and then you can move the figure, take a picture, and carry on like that, which I'll show you how that's done in a moment. I've got Animation Pro open here. Cup of tea, that was the other thing. You could have a cup of tea. The interesting thing you can do in both Animation Pro and LumaFusion is if I open this one, I could add hands, mouth, and do what I want really. So the keyframe, you take a picture and move forwards like this. So you're not moving the camera, that's very important. Try not to move the subject around too much as well, because you'll see the eyes are left over there. And what you can do in Animation Pro is, I'll just show you here, you can collect the figure. So there's the mouth, but all you do is you can move it around. Okay, so what happens is you can make these adjustments. So all of that is just done in Animation Pro, where you can open and close the mouth, which probably, if I zoom in, might give you a better. There we are. So yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. So you get that sort of feeling, and the eyes moving. So it gives a better feel to the animation to make it feel like it's a bit more alive. And then you can bring all of that into LumaFusion. And I found, for the sake of doing the ball, this part here, boing, 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 it was better to use keyframes than if I was to do something complicated with a bouncing ball. It worked better in keyframes on LumaFusion than it would on Animation Pro. The eyes and the mouth, they work fine. So certain complicated things you may find better if you do them in keyframes in LumaFusion. And you can have some fun and go wherever you want with this sort of thing. So you can put a head on and do some silly things. That was very difficult to do because the actual video that was shot in those days is not very steady on a tripod. It's like handheld, or maybe the stage is made out of plywood and the camera's moving, but it's not very steady. So it's very difficult to actually keyframe that one in. So when you're choosing your subject, it's probably better just to start with something simple rather than complicated like that. Well, that's it. Any questions, do ask.